Look at this. The economy is collapsing under President Trump.
6%. Let's start with what we saw with GDP for the first quarter. We're coming in with a rate of 1.6%.
Uh-oh. Wait a second. There is a 6 in the number, but it is not 6%.
Yeah, it's not in the reality.
So this is a revision down for first quarter GDP. The first read was 2%. Now we're coming down with the second read of 1.6%. And that is actually below the range of 1.7 to 2.
Oh, we know. Oh, we're aware. Don't worry. We know that it's below the range. Remember the promises that they made. And every single time I said to you, it is not going to happen. It is simply not going to happen. Here's Lutnick.
So now everybody knows their tariff, right? So now you're going to see factories getting built in America at a scale that you have never seen before. Okay, more than $10 trillion of factory build coming. All right. And so there's huge amount of construction jobs. So I would say the first quarter of next year will be the best quarter of construction jobs this country's ever seen. And that's going to roll all the way through 26. So I think you're going to see GDP growth next year over 4%.
You do 4%.
Turns out that is not the way things are shaking out. Now, could there be just a completely insane second, third, and fourth quarter that somehow gets us there? I guess maybe. But so far, every single one of these people is wrong. Remember Maria Bartiromo asking Kevin Hassett, what sort of GDP number would you expect this year?
The election.
So what kind of economic growth number would you expect for 26 and beyond then? Let's assume that we do get out of this war fairly soon. What kind of GDP growth number would you expect for the U.S. economy?
Yeah, and that's the thing that we've been working a lot on lately because of the capital spending boom. Remember that
Maria, I've spent a long time figuring out how to most effectively lie to you about this, and I'm going to do that right now.
in March, capital spending went up by 3.3%, not at an annual rate. So multiply that by 12, and you're looking at historic capital spending numbers because President Trump, with his tax cuts, which are in getting people to expense, but also onshoring activity, is giving us the capital spending boom unlike anything
It's random words
we've ever seen. If you look at how fast the capital stock is growing, that's sort of like how much stuff that we make stuff with. It's between 5 and 8% right now. If you divide that by 3, that's about how much GDP growth you get out of
you guys following these numbers?
out of just capital spending.
Look at how difficult for the Trump administration, to just cover up all of this disaster, the economy of USA. The experts are saying economy is going very bad after the war with Iran.
We've got productivity growth at 2.5. I think we really could be looking at numbers north of 4, north of 5, north of even 6, because there's so much capital stock growth right now.
Swing and a miss, Kevin. Swing and a miss. And they say it. It's interesting to look retrospectively because they speak with such confidence about things that, number one, they don't seem to know much about, and number two, they're very obviously wrong about. Back to Howard Lutnick. Remember, he didn't just stop at 4%, as we saw him say on CNBC. Here is Howard Lutnick talking about 6%.
Fundamentals of the U.S. economic underpinning remain, right? The war changed that model. It created fear and uncertainty. But the growth rate in the United States will hit 6% under Donald Trump's leadership. It will hit 6% annual GDP growth under Donald Trump's leadership.
But not this year.
Well, let's see. Let's see. I mean, you have today, if the Straits of Hormuz open.
There's always a bad
It's been more than 1.5 years right now, and people are still suffering a lot of bad things. It's very difficult for Trump supporters to defend, to endorse President Trump so far. And by the way, let's suppose, are you satisfied with the president performance so far? Till now, 1.5 years right now, and are you satisfied with the economy, with everything, with the prices, gasoline prices? Are you satisfied?
end with like the Lutnick thing at the top, and then like you got Treasury down here and the Democrats down here, but you're holding it at 6%?
I am, because
I am. He's holding it at 6%. I don't know what he's holding, but it doesn't have a 6 on it. That's for sure. Bonus little clip. Income is also pretty bad. This is from this morning's report from Fox Business.
Mark, I want to get your take on this.
this one's
Income,
important.
yeah. So April income came in flat. We were
Yes.
looking for a gain of 0.4%.
But spending was up 0.5% month over month.
What do you make
Yes, because everything costs more.
of that?
So, I mean, when income is flat and you are spending more money,
Right.
that's the impact of inflation. That's,
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
that-
exactly. I was about to say why they're not talking about inflation that people are facing right now in whole USA. Trump promised during election campaign that I will decrease prices of each and everything. I have to remember you. I have to repeat the words again and again just to remember you what President Trump just said during election campaign. Do you remember that time, 2024? Just recall that time. And you will know how many promises President Trump just did at that time, just to gain votes, just to be a president for the second time. And now you can see the situation. Okay, let's see. We can hope if President Trump says that the better days will come. But no, President Trump says these are the better days. If these are the better days, and what are the worst? You know, as I told you before, it's very difficult nowadays for President Trump administration to defend President Trump policies. Everybody's suffering.
extra $100 per vehicle at the gas pump. Like that is hopefully we solve that problem very quickly. But the long
Yeah, hopefully. They are lying to you. And I
Yeah.
think the American people aren't going to fall for it because, like this gentleman says,
Still, Trump supporters fall for
you
it.
go to the gas pump and you see that it's more expensive. You go to the grocery store, an old fashioned word, groceries, nobody ever heard it before. You go to the grocery store and you spend $120 and you go, I barely got anything. And it is impossible, I believe, to convince people that things are different than where they are. So 4% GDP growth, 6% GDP growth. All right, well, got an uphill battle in the rest of the year because we're at 1.6 based on the first quarter of 2026. There's something special.
Well, in my opinion, it is the worst days. Americans are not happy. I can see the comments under my videos and under the different videos and posts, the political posts, the economy posts. I have seen a lot of polls even on Fox News. The economy experts, I have listened to them. Most of the economy experts are saying after the war, when Trump started this war with Iran, economy is not going well and everybody has to suffer. And you can see these reports. Everybody is suffering due to inflation, not just in USA, outside of USA as well. Due to Trump policies of war, I can't believe he started this war. Why he started this war? Like he was a peacemaker. In a previous a lot of months, a couple of months, he was claiming that I'm a peacemaker. I deserve Nobel Peace Prize. Do you remember that? He repeatedly said that I deserve Nobel Peace Prize. But then after he started a war himself, first he said, I have stopped 8 wars in the world. I deserve Nobel Peace Prize. I have stopped India and Pakistan. Pakistan is also a nuclear power country. So he said, I have stopped Pakistan and India war as well. So there could be a nuclear war. And I'm a peacemaker. But then he started a war himself with Iran. After the war with Iran, everything goes under the bus and everybody is facing inflation, difficulties in their daily life. I can tell you, not just in USA, outside of USA as well, in Asia as well, people are paying more. Even people are facing inflation more than USA. Can you believe this? It's a reality. But President Trump says, no, people are thanking me outside of USA for starting this war. I can't believe in which world President Trump lives, And inside USA, President Trump, in every single speech, he says, these are the better days. And America was dead under Biden, and now we are rocketing. But people say something different. People are opposing the policies of President Trump and each and everything what he does. In the beginning, it was going well. People were happy with President Trump. I can see at that time. I can see a lot of people were supporting President Trump. I was reading the comments, but now I can barely see Trump supporters on social media, on mainstream media, where they are. As I told you, it's very difficult nowadays to defend President Trump policies.